This is Costa Rica, a Central American country located here. Costa Rica means rich coast, but Costa Rica is not very rich. In fact, they are in debt. But they seem very rich and developed. Just look at all these indicators. So, why are they so developed, but not very developed, but seem developed? Well, Costa Rica is still considered a developing country, but they have healthcare and education, the only two things you really need to be developed. Actually, unlike other developed countries, Costa Rica has free healthcare. Ain't that amazing? Costa Rica is so amazing, the government even pays 100% of any medical procedure or prescription drugs for citizens, residents, and visitors. And they only ask for a few coins in return. But healthcare isn't the only thing that's basically free. They also have free public education. Costa Rica even turned out to be the country in Latin America with the highest literacy rate, 95% by the way. But although basic education is free, only about 5% of high school graduates end up getting a university degree. Yep, that's kind of a mood killer. Anyway, Costa Rica's life expectancy is way higher than that of the US. Yep, you heard right. People in Costa Rica live about 2 whole years longer than the average US American. I'm looking at you, Donovan. That is probably due to the low threat of terrorism in the state, but firearms do be legal in Costa Rica too. Actually, because of Ms. Rona over here, in 2020 the poverty rate increased massively and 124,000 people fell into poverty. And what do you do when you're poor? Yep, that's right. You steal, you rob people on the street, and sometimes you use violence. So yeah, basically the GDP per capita dropped, and people went kinda crazy. But overall, Costa Rica is a nice and peaceful place, and everybody's happy, and pura vida, and all that. So now you might ask, who provides all these healthcare and education? Well, unlike a lot of us, people in Costa Rica have good presidents. In 1847, José María Castro Madriz became the first democratic president in Costa Rica. Since the government always spends money on the right project, Costa Rica has achieved political stability. But with democracy, you first need money. So who provides all this money? Yep, no surprise. The United States and the World Banks. With foreign aids, Costa Rica was able to develop its own economy, tourism and foreign investment, and successfully paid back most of the debt. But let's look at environmental factors. To the east we have the ocean, and to the west we have more ocean. Perfect for trade and settlement, no wonder it's the Costa Rica. Let's turn back a few decades. 75% of the country's land is forest, and everyone's chilling. This new product in the market gets very popular out of nowhere and everybody wants a piece. Costa Rica catches the swing and goes bonkers, turning unproductive land to productive land. With some dedication, the 75% forest is now only 20%, and the soil, water, and biodiversity all start to degrade. But soon enough, Costa Rica realizes they have almost no natural resources, except agriculture and good climate. So Costa Rica takes a sharp U-turn and pass policies on sustainable development and ecotourism. They're the only tropical country to have reversed deforestation, and now 51% of their land is forest, with 30% of their land area protected. The environmental reform and focus on sustainability has been the foundation of the major agriculture and ecotourism industry, alongside the move to renewable energy. 99%, I repeat, 99% of their energy comes from renewable sources, making it an almost carbon-neutral country. And let's give that a round of applause, guys. This tiny country, 1/14th the size of Texas, holds 5% of the world's biodiversity. All of these factors and the sustainable future planning have allowed a large influx of tourists, especially from Big Brother. Apart from messed up addresses and armed crime issues, learning from Big Brother, everyone's chilling again. In 1948, Costa Rica said no to military and instead focused their money on social stuff like teachers and doctors and also freedom. So, while they have great indicators, they still have their own set of problems, like money and, yeah, money. Remember how I said Costa Rica was rich, but not rich, so kind of like fake rich? Well, Costa Rica's debt is about to reach 70% of their GDP, and according to big brain people, if Costa Rica didn't approve a $1.78 billion IMF loan, a funding crisis would come. In 2018, the government tried to fix this crisis through a tax reform and cutting down money, but this made Costa Ricans angry, and instead, it just brought a whole new crisis. Now, people aren't only angry, but also jobless. and widening the gap between the money people and the no-money people. When Ms. Rona came along, the fiscal deficit rose to 8.1% of the GDP, and the national debt is now over $40 billion. Although they have strong doctors to prevent Ms. Rona from taking lives, they are less equipped to deal with the money economic issues. Like its fellow neighbors, they now struggle with income inequality, poverty, and unemployment. Overall, because of Costa Rica's politician idea to focus on developing social factors like healthcare and education, it led to good development. But its economic development is still a bit weak. That's all. Bye!